Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you play a song called I Got You Babe by Sonny and Cher. And we're going to end up cabling this on 3rd fret and then moving it to 4th fret kind of through the song. But we're going to walk through a lot of stuff in reposition. We're going to start on a D major chord for the intro. And the way you play D major, first finger goes to the G on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord and it sounds really, really happy. Now on Ds, it can be kind of cool to lift off the 2nd finger and make it a D suspended 2nd. Or you could take the pinky and kind of add it in on the high E on the 3rd fret and kind of make it to D sus and kind of say some stuff on D chords. And then through the intro, we'd be going to a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to A on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string 3rd fret, and third finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about putting the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E string 3rd, kind of working your G major that way. And through the song, it's almost kind of a 6 count on each chord, kind of a D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G. So you could kind of work that as kind of a down idea. Or if that seems a little weird to you, you could kind of round it out and just make it a down, down, up on each chord and have D, down, up, G. Enough, you may want to play around with kind of a down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So that might be kind of a cool way to kind of fill in that 6 count if you're kind of digging on that. And then from that intro, then we'll be going into our verse part. And we kind of start off that same way with D to G, and then we go back to D, and then we go to G, and it's kind of a quick change from a G to an E minor chord. When we play E minor, first finger goes to the A on the 2nd fret, second finger on the D string 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to think about adding in the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd fret, pinky on the high E string 3rd fret, making that an E minor 7. And on that part, it's almost kind of a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, kind of if you're feeling the 6, or you may want to just work that as down, so you're doing that down, down, up. And then from the E minor, we go to an A major chord. We play A major. First finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret, second finger on the G string 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord and it sounds really happy. Now on the A, it can be kind of cool to lift off the 2nd finger and make that an A7 chord, or you may want to kind of readjust the fingers and put the pinky on the high E string if you want to give that a little bit more bite. So through our verse part, we got kind of that D, G, D, and then kind of G, 2, 3, E minor, A. Our chorus is kind of mixing up a lot of what we talked about in the intro. Now the weird part is that to start off the tune, instead of starting on a D major chord, we're starting on an F major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 3rd fret, then now your D major is really an F major chord, and your G major is really a B flat major chord, and the E minor is really a G minor chord, and the A major is really a C major chord. But to take it from the very beginning, you may want to kind of work this kind of that intro with kind of the downs, or like I said, if down, down, up feels better to you, you can kind of work that out. Or you could work that down, down, up, down, down, up, down. If you want to fill a little bit more time with that. And from our intro, then we'll be going into kind of our first verse. So we'd have the D, G, D, G, E minor, that out, D, G, D, G, E minor, A, if that feels better. And then from that verse, then we'll be going into our first chorus. So we have our D, G, D, G, D, G. And then from there, then we'll be going into our next verse. Now, something else I think about adding to the song, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down, if the down, down, up, or the down, down, up, down, up, if you're kind of digging on that feel, you can throw in a bass for the chord. So on the D, you'd have the D for the bass. On the G, you'd have low E for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have the low E for the bass. And on the A major, you'd have the A for the bass. So you could kind of work it kind of with that easier feel and kind of have the D, G, D, G, minor, A, and kind of add in some basses. Or if you're digging on the down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, that can be very cool to make it a bass down, up, bass down, up, down. start riding out. D, G, D, G minor, A. And then from that second verse, then we'll be going into our second chorus. So back to our D, G, or D, G, D. And then we have a big stop on the D. And then from there, then we go into our bridge part. And at the very end of our bridge, actually, there's this crazy change where we kind of start out or end on an A major. And then right after that A, you want to move your capo over one fret to go to 4th fret. So this is a little weird. But we start out with kind of that E minor. Capo, and now we move it over one fret, and then that last A is really a C sharp major, which is crazy. So now we're in the key of F sharp major. So your D's are really F sharps, and your G's are really B's, and your E minor is really G sharp minor, and now your A is really a C sharp major. And then we kind of take that last A to lead into our next verse. And then we got our D, G, D, G minor, A, D, G, D, G minor, A. And then from there, then we go into our chorus part. We kind of have this little variation on the end that kind of becomes our outro. We got D, G, D, patterns that work for this. Feel free to embellish this lesson any way you want to. And then we kind of have a big hit on an A chord. And then we go to a big hit on a G chord. And then we got a big hit on a D chord. And then we kind of pick it back up on our D, G, D. But that's the basics of how you get strung through I Got You, Babe by Sonny and Cher. So good luck.